Good morning. You guys awake? I just hit the wrong button. I'm not awake, apparently. Where is it? My computer is messing with me. It says that the chat window is open, but then I can't find it. It's really annoying. I love it so much. Oh, you know where I bet it is? I have two monitors set up because I was watching a movie last night, which explains this right here. I was up a little late because I'm an idiot. I'm going to see if it's over on the other screen. Meanwhile, I will check my channels. I should trust this program, but I've been burned before. You know what I mean? So I feel oh, it's not even plugged in, so it's not on my other monitor. Quit and then reopen. And it came up huge. So weird. See, I don't trust anything, but I am live on YouTube, so there's that. Yay! And let's check here. La, 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 la. Alright, I'm getting started. There I am. Hurrah! We got 3 comments already. You guys are amazing. Good morning. Good morning. So, as I was saying, I stayed up way too late last night, so I'm a little sleepy. And I've had a lot of coffee. I'm not quite the hot mess that I was last week. And you know what's funny is usually on the night before a pattern release, I'm up late because I think in my head like, oh, I'm almost done. I got this. This is amazing. And I kind of did that last night, but then I found myself done at 10:30 and I was like, what am I forgetting? So I did check twice though. The pattern files are all there, but it was weird. So actually I have been sewing up a storm. If you're tired of seeing my face, I actually started sharing some of my makes, which is huge for me. I tend to sew a lot when I'm working on a pattern, and sometimes I'll even sew up a final product, and then I never get pictures, even snapshots, and share them. I never share them anyway. Sorry, one of my eyes is starting to itch like crazy. It is now allergy season here in the South. And over the weekend, I guess starting on Friday maybe, because I've been complaining a lot to my coworkers, like, I can either sew or work. Because I don't see sewing as work, I see it as maintaining my mental health and not hurting people. But I like to work on the next pattern, and it's a very hard balance, right? So on Friday, I decided I need to start sewing. And I sewed up an orange sweater knit. I will share it with you, actually. Let's see. There we go. And then I'll share my screen. I'll move it. I'm not going to hide. I don't want to hide that because, gosh knows, I'll never find it again. Alright. So on Friday, I sewed up this lovely orange weekender, and I wore it on Saturday morning to our neighborhood. We have a youth day parade here in our area. We go almost every year. We love it. It's small, but the kids can walk in it if they're doing any of the city community activities, whatever. So they love it, and they catch candy, which means the entire month of October is a disaster because everybody's eating candy 24/7. Anyway, I loved it. I loved how it felt. It felt fall finally, even though it wasn't quite fall on Saturday. Now it's mostly just raining. And then my oldest, this is her. This is my oldest daughter. She claimed that this sort of mustard gold that I got in the, this is all from the Fab Clique. This is last week's fabric sponsor. Actually, I'm going to pause for just a second. I don't have a fabric sponsor this week. Because of the holiday, some of my orders got delayed, and I had to bump one until 2 weeks from now. But we're still going to have a giveaway. So this week's giveaway, I need a couple of, not a couple, I need quite a few notions. So I'm probably going to place an order from Wawak. I don't know where they got the name of that company, but I'm going to place an order, and I'm going to give one lucky winner my order. I don't know. Maybe you need it, maybe you don't. It's going to be stuff like some waistband elastic, because I tend to make a lot of pajama pants and knit pants in general. And I even like elastic in my leggings, I'm not going to lie. It helps me feel secure. I got a lot of kids grabbing on my pants, right? And I'm also going to order like another thread hanger because I have a lot of thread. I like a lot of colors in my life. And it's all sitting on the back of my desk. And I've got, I don't know, some other stuff I'll throw in there. Notions that I think are worthwhile. How about that? So if you want to join, you can either comment with a notion that you need, or you can comment, I don't know. Maybe Laura will have an idea. Comment. How about that? Comment. And I'll place my order for 2. Okay, so moving right back. The waffle knits that I sewed up were all from my Fab Clique order. You know what? We need to ask Dee how to pronounce that because I sound like an idiot every time. But anyway, I wasn't too sure about the gold. I think I tend to look like death in that color. I'm more of a jewel tone. I guess I did a jewel tone. But I like oranges and dark reds. But my oldest has a different skin tone than me, and she looks lovely. And it matched, so this is where it gets a little silly. If you see the skirt that she's wearing here, I don't know how long ago the Sally skirt came out. At least a month ago, maybe 2. Probably 2, maybe more than that. Anyway, this beautiful skirt was from a woven panel that I got off of Mood Fabrics. It was cheap. It was maybe like $9. And it's been sitting finished in my sewing room since then. I don't know. She didn't think she had anything that matched it. Whatever. So it's been sitting there, and finally we pulled it out, and the yellow, you can't really see it in the photos that well, but there's a little bit of gold in the flowers, and this yellow waffle knit just made it pop. She wanted the yellow waffle knit because I guess a lot of her friends from school have been wearing shirts similar to this. So I used the Michelle fitted tee for women. Reevie is my oldest daughter's name. She's 13, and so she's kind of right in between our sizing. She's too tall for the 14, but some of, like, her hips aren't quite the women's extra, extra small. But I make a lot of women's, and she's tall. I think she's like, she grew over 4 inches in the last year. So she's in that sort of no man's land. But this was my first time sewing up the Michelle fitted tee, and I just made a straight extra, extra small, and we love it. In fact, I was actually a little nervous about using the waffle knit for the neckband. It had recovery, but it was definitely not a cotton lycra. But I did it anyway, because I'm a rebel. And it worked out beautifully. And she loves it. I love it. So then I shared it in a lot of groups, and I even tagged her on Instagram, which she was a fan of. Then this morning, or last night, this is my 11-year-old daughter here. I made her a weekender, and I made it in a size 12 because it's not that I'm lazy. It's that I have a lot of children. But Ginny, this is Ginny right here, she is 11 years old. Her legs are the length of a 12, but her body, I mean, it's all over the place. Like, her height in general is actually in between 10 and 12. Her waist is that of a 7-year-old. But her shoulders are in between a 10 and a 12. She's a gymnast. She's got that, like, inverted triangle thing going on. She's totally jacked. But anyway, I also know that my girls love big sweatshirts and big sweaters right now. So I sewed her up a 12 per her request. It's exactly like my orange one. So we're twins, but not quite twins. And she's thrilled. She wore it to school this morning. So I probably won't get pictures because she has gym after school today. But then mine, I sewed up another weekender. So these are both from the same pattern, but this is just the scoop neck. And unfortunately, I don't know if you can see. I can show you. Well, I know I'm little, but I didn't have quite enough fabric. I have really long arms, and it was like, I mean, I should have made, if I'd had more fabric, I would have made a cuff a little bit longer because this is like just, just on that, like, slightly too short range. So this is a testament to how much I love my children. Because this is my favorite color, or one of my favorite colors. I actually really love orange too. But I wear a lot of this color. So I added a little cuff because that's what I had after cutting all my fabric and everything. I had a little bit left over, but I wish that they were like 2 inches longer. But you can see in the picture, like, it works. I end up pulling it up anyway most of the time. It is what it is. All right, moving right along. Back to me. Hello. I'm going to close out all of those because I have other things to share with you. My kids are pumped though. Like, Laura's been on me. No, Laura's not my kid. Laura's my coworker. Laura has been on me to share my makes a lot. Other than Tipsy Tuesday, I don't really put my face out there very much. I definitely, like, I get in front of a camera and I end up, like, doing something really stupid. Like, you know, or, I mean, just making ridiculous faces. And, like, some of my kids have my husband's eyes, so when he smiles, my husband's super handsome, don't get me wrong. But when he smiles, it's, like, eyes like this. Or, I mean, it's just work. Anyway, it's a lot of work. I love you, Laura. But I will say that I've actually really enjoyed sharing. And so I'm going to make an effort. That's all I can say. Somebody just said in the background, oh, no, I just did something wrong. How do I undo that? Oh, Lord. Anyway, that was my main picture that I was going to share for my next little bit here on the new pattern. Somebody just commented, and then I tried to click on it and say something about it, and yeah, I ended up pressing the wrong button. So now I'm finding my picture again. But they commented that Tipsy Tuesday, they thought they would get to drink and sew, and it's a little early for me because I'm not on vacation, but the more the merrier. You know what? If you're in the mood, I will not judge you. How about that? All right, I'm finding my picture back. There you go. And I'm finding all my pictures, apparently. Oh my goodness, why am I having so many issues? Okay, so moving right along. Today, I can't tell you what pattern number it is because I lost count a long time ago. I don't even know how many total patterns 5 out of 4 has in the shop. A lot. It's been almost 5 years. It's been a wild ride. I've definitely gotten a little bit faster as I've gotten my own personal blocks ready to go. This new pattern that came out today is called the Women's Calypso. In my mind, when I started it, well, let me back up a little bit. I'm a terrible shopper. I don't shop for fun. That sounds terrible. I tend to sweat when crowds. I just don't like shopping. I don't like it. And I tend to not fit things in the store. Whether it's very long arms, I have broad shoulders, the list goes on and on. I don't know. I don't get it. Anyway, but one of my children is volunteering at like an animal rescue dog thing outside of a little boutique in our neighborhood. So I was going in and like I saw a ton of these tops and dresses. This place is crazy trendy. I don't know. It's a lot of work for me to dress up. So I just saw a bunch of these sort of gathered and airy, and they were knit. They were like a lightweight knit. I kind of wanted to do a woven, but then I leaned more toward knit because I don't like to iron. I iron when I sew, but I don't like to iron my clothes outside of sewing. It's like a thing with me. And my children don't like to iron either, and they know that I'm not going to do that for them. So anyway, I went to knit. Let me switch over, show you my lovely photos. These are just a few of our testers. It's a shirt or a dress. I added this super cute tie detail. I have it up close in just a second for it, but I love how it turned out. I think it's really, really cute. Here's one of the dress versions in the short sleeves. But it's perfect for, it's like relaxed. You put it on with blue jeans or a little pair of booties, some jewelry, and it's like you're a little bit more dressed up, but not so dressed up you need the right undergarments to look pulled together. I don't know. I don't own those undergarments, by the way. But anyway, whatever. I'm digressing. I thought that this would be a super quick and easy pattern because I mentioned this a little bit last week. It was not. By the time, I wanted a slight A-line. You can see it on Heather over here. I wanted a slight A-line. But if I just gathered rectangles for each row, I ended up with over 10 inches of ease at the hips. And that became moo-moo category super quick. I'm all for a comfortable moo-moo, but that's not what I was going for here. So then I pulled in the hem and I ended up getting this like cocoon. It was ridiculous. Anyway, here's a super cute, the tie detail. I just loved it. I thought it added just a little bit something extra. I don't know. I want a little variety. I do a lot of athleisure wear. It's because that's what I wear, folks. And so I wanted something slightly dressier as we head into Thanksgiving. You can hide, you know, a multitude of sins underneath this dress, which I enjoy. Here's another dress in a solid color. I love this in a solid because it really shows off the tears, but as you can see in the patterns here, it looks beautiful. We had quite a few color blocked options. I'm super thrilled with how it turned out. It's the Calypso top and dress. It's on sale through Sunday, I believe the 20th. Hopefully you still saw me when I did that. I don't know what happens when I do that. Oh no, where did I go? Ah, there I am. So it's on sale. Let me see if I missed anything there. I don't know. I hope you love it as much as I do, because it was definitely one of those things where I like to dress up every now and then, especially if I'm going to church or I'm eating a fancy dinner at my in-laws or my parents or Thanksgiving or whatever, or date night. That would be nice too. If you've seen Downton Abbey, I'm very jealous. I really want to see it. I'm envious, not jealous, but I really want to see it. That's my jam. I like that. I haven't talked about what books I've been reading lately. I tend to forget. Honestly, I'm a forgetful person by nature, I think, or by children. So I finished up The Immortal Life of Henrietta Lacks by Rebecca Skloot. It was nonfiction. If you don't like nonfiction, I get that. It didn't read like nonfiction. Like, I didn't have to slog through it and it wasn't super chewy, but it was thought-provoking. Basically, as a very brief synopsis, it's about a woman in 1951 who had cervical cancer. They took a sample of her cells off her cervix, didn't ask her permission to share them, and then they became like a cell that grew in culture and led to a ton of scientific research, including a polio vaccine. It's fascinating. It has a lot of moral implications. I thought it was really interesting. Immortal Life of Henrietta Lacks. And then, this is a moment to be proud of me, right here. Are you ready? Because this is definitely outside of my comfort zone. So, I have 6 kids, right? And my kids do activities. So, my weekends are typically taken up with driving. So are my weekdays, my weekday afternoons. Pretty much from like 1 o'clock on, I'm driving in some form or another. And as far as friends go in my neighborhood, I either have like the friends that keep coming back for more. I have one in the neighborhood next door. She's lovely. Even though I like frequently don't do anything, she keeps talking to me, which is lovely. But then I also have friends that I meet through soccer or gymnastics or whatever activity my kid is doing, and I only see them while my kids are doing that activity. I kind of call it like this organic friendship. It's unfortunate because I'm kind of lazy when it comes time to the weekend. I'm like, oh, we should have made plans. But then I really don't want to go out because it's dark and I'm cozy. And I'm tired. I'm so tired. Anyway, to get to the point, I went on a limb and a long time ago, a friend from soccer was talking about starting a book club. And I lamented that I used to have a book club in Virginia that one of my neighbors invited me to. And we didn't always read a book. I actually had 2 book clubs in Virginia. It was amazing. I got so lucky there. It was all started by other people, see, and they invited me, so they bailed me out. You're sensing a theme. But I texted this woman. I realized that I had never hit send on a previous text that I had sent to her. That's 100% my MO. And I said, hey, are you still doing this book club? Can I join? Now, whether or not I actually go to the meeting, that remains to be seen. I will, because I really enjoy reading, and I don't get a lot of opportunity to talk about books. That's why I tell you what I'm reading, even though I occasionally get a comment back, but a lot of people are like, why are we talking about books? So the book they're reading right now is called The Goldfinch by Donna Tartt. It actually won the Pulitzer. I think I am in the minority for people who never read this book. It's a little stressful in the beginning for me. It's a little uncomfortable. But I'm reading it. I'm digging it. I'm actually reading it instead of listening to it. And so my time for reading are my 10 pages I read at night before I fall asleep. That's how I sort of check my brain out. I might actually download the Audible too, just so I can listen in the car, because I'm in the car a lot more often. But anyway, that's what's on my reading list right now. I'm loving it. Another thing I'm working on, oh, I'm going to say this again, like I always do. If you're joining us a little bit late after I already mentioned, we do not have a fabric sponsor this week, but we have me. I'm actually going to be making an order from Wawak. I feel like an idiot every time I say the name of that company, but they have nice prices. I'm making a Notions order. Oh, funny. My mom hated that book, by the way, so that makes me really nervous about the goldfinch. Oh, my chest hurts now. No, just kidding. Okay, well, it does make me nervous because we have similar tastes. But I'm making an order from Wawak of some Notions that I need to replace. I like to buy my elastics in bulk. I like to buy, well, twill tape, but I don't think I can get good colors from Wawak. I think I can only get white. I'm out of drawstring material. Like, I like to use either twill tape or there's a place over, it's like 45 minutes away from me, honestly, with traffic and everything else. But it's like one of those huge warehouses of fabrics. It's called Fine Fabrics. It's amazing. Don't take children there because they like to play hide and seek in all the stacks, and it's a little stressful. But they actually sell drawstring cords, like, you know, shoelaces, I guess, but round, I don't know, in different lengths. And it makes a drawstring, I love it, but now I'm out. And so I finished a pair of versatility pants that matched Stella's that were in my pile for months and months and months. Like, seriously, since the middle of the summer. And I finished them, and now I don't have a drawstring, and I don't even, it's just so frustrating. So anyway, I have some things I'm going to order. If you want to be entered into the giveaway, leave a comment either on Facebook or on YouTube, and we'll pick a winner. Okay, so next up, things I'm working on. Have you noticed that we don't have a upfront sweatshirt for women in the shop? And which is really weird because I wear a lot of sweatshirts. But I think what I've been doing is wearing my husband's. I wear the halftime hoodie. I'm not super feminine, and so when I'm looking for a sweatshirt, I'm looking for the halftime hoodie. I'll be honest. So I didn't really think about it, and it has a ton of ease, so if you don't like big sweatshirts, it's not really your jam. I know that Rochelle has sized up on the Easy Tee and even used Super Plush and made a super cozy hoodie. She's done that several times, I think. I've never done that. I don't know why. I don't know. Whatever. I think most of my hoodies are from the 90s. I have a couple from my coaching days that have like the high school emblem where I coached. And I just wear those. They're huge. I think that was in style back then too. And so, yeah. So anyway, I started working on a hoodie. Oh, I want to find something. Oh, where is it? I started working on a hoodie. Yeah, I'm looking around like an idiot. I know, sorry. I wanted to show you this new thumb hole cuff that I was working on. It's got to be around. Oh, I found it. Yay. Okay, sorry about that. So I'm working on a hoodie for women. I have a catalog, which it's not a catalog I've actually shopped from, I don't think, that had a picture that I really liked, and it actually has not quite princess seams, but definite like color blocking options on the side seams, and because of that, you could like hide the kangaroo pocket in the front. I really liked that. So as I was working on it last week, I decided to sew up a solid version. I'm going to throw this on over my clothes and mess up my ponytail. This is not perfect. This is how I figure out what I need to work on. And I used a very cheap zero stretch sweatshirt fabric. So this is where like testing comes into play. I'm just sharing with you now. I wanted it to be available for a no stretch sweatshirt fabric. I mean, you can see it. It gives a little bit, but like 5% here. Or 10%. I don't know. It's cheap. This is cheap fabric. Because I think a lot of people buy this. You can get it at like a lot of places. But then there's also the other camp who loves French terry, which is much thinner. And then another camp that loves super plush, which is thicker but has some stretch to it. So I'm trying to find that middle of the line. So I used a no stretch. I figured that was a good place to start. And then it might be the case where we have to size down for French terry. I don't know. This is why we test patterns, folks. This was my very first go. It is a raglan. I can already tell you a couple things I'm going to change. So I wanted, the Nancy raglan has like a scuba hood, which I love because it carries these lines up, in case you've never sewn a Nancy raglan. And it's a 3-piece hood. So this is a 3-piece hood too. So that provides like really nice lines in the back when it lines up with the shoulder seams on the back of the. I just like little details like that. It makes it feel more handmade and fancy. But for this one, I know I'm wearing black, so sorry. I wanted an overlap. You can see how it overlaps here. Hood, and I'm actually going to bring this up higher. So I lined this with one of my favorite fabrics. This is what I call a wearable muslin, folks. I will be wearing this. I'll stand up. So this is only going to have 2 options. Well, actually, it's not. It's going to have more than that. Wow, I'm really close to the camera. Hold on just a second. Alright, so you can see that this is tunic length. The final one is going to be even more, what's the word I'm looking for? Obvious. I want the back to dip lower than the front. I just thought it was really cute in my inspirational picture. Anyway, this one doesn't have a pocket. It doesn't have the princess seams that I was talking about. I've already added all those to the pattern, but I wanted to sew up a solid so that I could then like check the fit, right? So, pretty good. Just a couple changes I need to make. You can kind of see that the back is lower, but it's very subtle right now. I want it slightly more exaggerated. Now the trick is to take off my sweatshirt without flashing you. I'm sure that would go over well, right? Oh my lord. Alright. Whew. Okay, so moving right along. I'm working on that. It'll have a sweatshirt length, like just a typical shirt length, and then I'll also have a tunic length. One of the options is going to be thumbhole cuffs. Thumbhole cuffs are hugely popular. They're a little bit tricky, but once you watch the video and you do them a few times. But I wanted something just slightly different. And so, enter. This is me practicing a new thumbhole cuff. It's not perfect yet. But, I don't know. I just wanted something slightly different. Not on the seam. This is actually, so ways I'm going to change this. This is going to be a little bit higher. This is going to come up higher so it actually covers more of your hand. Just something different. You know, a little flare. Yeah. I mean, you could still wear it as a normal cuff. I'm not going to color block the final one. I was doing this just so I could see the pieces. But this is how I work, is I have to work with my hands in order to figure out new construction techniques, and that's how I keep my brain busy, and that's how you get new patterns out of me, right there. Alright. Whew. That is everything on my list. We have a lot of plans happening here at 5 out of 4. I've got this sweatshirt tunic, I've got a holiday dress that I really need to make a muslin for, but our actual holiday yesterday slowed down the mail, and so none of my new fabric came, which is kind of a bummer. But as soon as I get a, which, I gotta remember something. Oh, last week's winner is Tamsin Grant. That was the Fab Clique gift certificate winner. Laura has actually already tagged you. You're gonna send a message to Dee. She'll tell you all the details. Anyways, we'll get you taken care of. For this week, once again, I'm making an order at Wawak today. Leave a comment and I'll pick a winner. And you can share in my Notions order. It's not going to be huge, but it's going to be fun. A couple of my favorites. I don't know. Everybody likes free stuff, right? Alright, that's all I have this week. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for making 5 out of 4 a reality, because this is like a dream come true. And go check out the new Calypso pattern, because I really think you're going to love it. It's something new and different. Alright, thank you. Bye.